Evening, folks. Tonight what we're trying to do is we're trying to put our CM1A sort of USB stroke MIDI to control voltage converter. We're trying to put that into Duophonic mode, which apparently can be done, but it's a little bit tricky because we got to take it out of the enclosure and fiddle around with its bottom, which I think is great. I really enjoy a workflow where I have to take my entire rig apart to change something. I think that's brilliant. Now at the moment, yeah, so obviously we've got one CV in trigger out and we've got a second CV in trigger out. So we're going to try and, assign different MIDI channels to those different outputs and control do different things. So the first, so currently it's just set in vanilla mode as I bought it, and oh. No, I don't want to stop that going. And we've got some brains on the go. That's my first output there. And the second one is going to the Model D that you're just seeing there. That all sounds rather good. So that's just, essentially MIDI channel 1 coming into there through the MIDI cable and then going out of both the CV and the trigger. I'll take a photo of the how to do the CV control of the Model D, but essentially it's 1 volt per octave from CV, and the trigger goes into LC gate. It's really simple. So yeah, nice way of controlling the Model D and integrating that into a Euro rack setup. Anyway, let's take this off and and see if we can activate the Duophonic mode. Okay. I may be able to stop myself from taking screws out and taking this apart. So I've plugged in Synth Tribe on my Windows laptop. And I'll take a screenshot of what I'm seeing here, but there's CV mode, mono or duo. And I can set it up. So it's currently set in system 100 stroke 2500. MIDI channel 1, pitch bend semitones 12. Okay. So if we had a pitch bend wheel, that's where we could change that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to set it into duo mode and I'm going to set it in system 15. I think that's basically the volts per octave is what we want, The weird thing with Synth Tribe is you serve their radio buttons. So I'm now in mono mode, system 15. Has that changed it? Don't know. Why am I using Windows laptop when I've got a Mac in front of me? Well, the last time I tried to upgrade brains from the Mac, that version of Synth Tribe said that was up to date, which is a lie, because there's at least 2 firmware updates available for brains. Hence, I've got another laptop here. Okay, I'm opening Synth Tribe again. God, this is fascinating TV, isn't it? CM1A, yes, it's in Geophonic mode, system 15. Okay, so I think we have changed it with the radio buttons using the software, not using a screwdriver and my fingers. So first of all, what does Geophonic mean? So in what it doesn't mean. Oh, excuse me. So what it doesn't mean is channel 1 controls brains, channel 2 controls Model D. That's my mistake. What it does mean is the first note will be brains, like first note. Second note will be the Model D. That's what Duophonic means. So, I actually changed that to be in Geophonic mode, system 100, because depending if it's system 100 or the system 35, it's sort of the volts per octave is a bit different. So I'm back into system 100, and Duophonic mode. So now I think the top output is taking your first note, and then the second output is taking the second, note as you play them. It sounds a bit funky, but I think just because brains sounds a bit funky, I think this might work better with two Model Ds would sound pretty cool. So if we hear brains, and I've got Model D off. Now we hear the Model D play, but I'm not triggering a new note. But if I play a C and a G, Geophonic mode, there we go. So, and I say, tune your oscillators. It sounds a bit funky, but we could say have a drone with my left hand, which will be, as soon as I trigger that, it'll be both Model D and brains. But then as I start to play over that drone, we'll get some just the Model D notes. So yeah, so there we go, Duophonic mode. Chords, although just two note chords, I don't know, they just sound a bit funky to me, but again, it's because obviously because those pitches are all over the place, you'd have to sort of, I don't know. Oh, I could flip around my effects as well and put my reverb on my brains, but I think the Model D just sounds nice with reverb. Or I could crack out some more stuff or some pedals. But yeah, essentially this works. So I might try and find some other audio to play, or some other MIDI to play as another day. But that's it. Now this was a question from Geoxo. Looks like there's a monophonic mode and a duophonic mode. Yes, there is, and you can change that with the software. You don't need to dig out the panel and start changing things at the bottom. Does this mean you can also set independent MIDI channels for top and bottom CV gate pairs? No, you can't. So I tried that and it doesn't work. For example, send different sequences on different oscillators. Yeah, I mean, if you've got different sequences going on, depending on the first note, second note sequence, that could potentially give you some quite interesting results, but it might be a little bit unpredictable. Let's set something up and see what we can find. Good question though. Thanks for the question. Let's give this a little go. Model D. Brains. Obviously, how this is going to work out for you depends on how you set the MIDI up, the MIDI up. But trying some timing offsets could be interesting. Well, that's strange, isn't it? Yeah. So anyway, I think we've answered the question. So Geophonic, yes, awesome, cool. Let's call it a day for the video. Thanks for watching. Feel free to ask me any other questions about this. I think we've pretty covered it pretty comprehensively by now. All right, cheers, folks. Bye. P.S. I think the Duophony is working on pitch rather than note order. So that's what brain sounds like, which is the top channel. So it's both. So if I'm playing a C and I go down to G, we hear the brains. If I'm playing a C and I go up to G, we hear the model D play. So it's so the Duophony is based on pitch, not necessarily order. Although I mean order plays a role, right? But it's largely pitch based, as in terms of, you know, when the little chip inside there sees two notes, it'll go, the lowest note goes there, the higher notes go to the second output, as far as I can determine. But do let me know if I'm wrong there. All right.